You are watching a Fact TV presentation of the town of Swanzey.
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do a good job, Marcus. Always.
That's right, Bill's in front.
You're a true patriot. All right, Mark. Go ahead.
Make a motion to approve regular minutes for July 21st, July 28th, and July 29th.
Is that, those dates are wrong in my sheet, or? Oh, I see, yeah, on the second page they're all, I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve non-public minutes for July 21st, sessions 1, 2, and 3, July 28th, sessions 1 and 2, and July 29th, sessions 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, wait,
We might have a public
we
input.
have a public's coming. Make the announcement, we have pizza, plenty of people might show up.
Hey, there she is. We were waiting for the public input. You're going to be involved in this next thing, I think. So if you want to sit up with us, you can tonight. There's nobody here. You would like to sit up here a little? Or can you hear? You all right there? You sure? All right, Kathy.
Sue, did you want to bring this thing in public input or not?
Okay. What is that?
She sent us an email about moving funds from one year to another to better deal with their issues. You want to explain that, Sue?
Very well. So,
Or what are the funds?
so the funds are in the CIP,
No, I mean, what are we moving?
the weatherization to next year, or the bulk of it to next year, and the water intrusion, the bulk of it to this year, so that we can deal with the problem of the basement before we then install it. More logical to do.
So you want to move $15,000 from this year to next year, or just 10?
Swap the 15 and 5,
Okay,
and then swap the 3,000 and 12 5.
okay.
So,
Just about the same.
so what was the 5 designated for 27? Why are we putting it back to 26? Are we going to use?
Just so that we can start on mobilization after we finish the water intrusion.
Oh, I see.
I think that when they had the meeting, they put all of the money into 2026, so they split it into 2027.
I see. Okay, and then what was the other move?
The water intrusion, split the bulk of it into 2026, so that we can get that taken care of before we start doing the weatherization.
So you want to swap those amounts as well?
Yes.
And that ends up being $500 less expended in 2026 than expended in 2027.
So how do we probably do that? Is that something the board has to like make a motion to do this?
See that, he said that the board had to approve it.
Okay. So did you come up with your motion, like to help Mark to read it, or?
I make a motion to move
Thank you.
$15,000 from the weatherization for 2026 to 2027, and move for the $5,000 from 2027 back to 2026. And I'll just do a second motion for the water.
Second.
Okay, that was seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion to move $3,000 from the water intrusion from 2026 to 2027, and $12,500 from 2027 to 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Are you happy with that, sir?
Can you let Steve Middle know that that's happened, and
You'll take it from here.
Teresa, et cetera? Yeah.
You'll take it and run. All right, thank you. Okay, that's done. That wasn't even on the agenda, right?
Right.
Okay. So I guess we'll talk with Stephon now, right? Huh? Are you ready for us? Okay. I guess I'll just have you open up and let us know what's going on here. What are you addressing first? Septic.
I do want to preface this with, at some point in the remainder of the year, we should have a dedicated Board of Health meeting, because the primary practice of the meeting is so that if DES were to, or sorry, if DHHS were ever to be like, hey, we're requesting your review for readiness for health and safety hazards. We don't,
I honestly thought we were going to do that tonight, no?
no, we need like a,
Oh, when I
Like a
talked to
meeting.
Bill today, he said that he mentioned it to you that we were going to have it, so you want to schedule that then?
oh yeah, that's like a,
Oh,
we should
okay.
discuss that.
And we
yeah.
want to do that before the end of the year? Okay, so just let me know
Absolutely.
when you're ready, and we'll schedule you, put you on the agenda.
How long will that take, Stephon?
So I kind of want to basically form like a public document for it, maybe a binder that's stored at town hall, just so the public has access to it, and it's actually like a firm thing that they could request and review.
Okay, so you'd be presenting that to us, and we'd be reviewing that with you and then voting on it.
Correct.
Okay.
And we
You'll be
could,
doing that in like September or October, is that what?
I would say about October. yeah.
Okay.
And we could go over all of the problem properties in town if you guys like, just
Good.
like a real review.
Yeah.
You know.
Would that be something that we would schedule just with us, not like this setting?
Yeah, no, it does not have to be in the setting.
It would be in this setting, just like this, like a regular
It
public meeting?
should be a public meeting.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be a hearing or anything, but
Okay.
it
If
should
we're
be.
mentioning those public properties, is that okay? I mean,
That's questionable.
Yeah.
We'll
We
look
can
into it.
move into
We'll think
non-public
about
if we need to.
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so if not, you'll keep his heads up on when you're ready, and we'll do that.
Sounds good.
Very
So
good.
the idea of the public meeting is to maximize public input into this document?
No, that's more of a leeway that we would have, like an allowance, because it's really just, it's a provision that should be established already. We should know where we're at with it. That way, if the state asks, we're prepared to like give them that data or documentation.
And we do that by providing the minutes of the meeting?
Well, no, it would also be the document. 'cause I do-
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, with the help of Kathy Bergstrom and Chris Levy, we put together this shoreline septic systems regulations. It is fairly standard and calls upon basically the RSAs that give me the power to be a health officer, and a bunch of RSAs that regulate the maintenance and upkeep of individual septic system, or individual septic disposal systems. And we could run through the whole thing if you guys would like.
Well, yeah, maybe we should, I mean, you can go and talk about each one, just briefly tell us what these sections are about. How's that?
Oh, so the first section is about authority, and it just establishes what gives me the ability to adopt this set of regulations. And as standard, it's just 147, which basically establishes like, this is what the health officer does, this is what gives them their power, and this is how they can navigate it. And then the second section is purpose, and it basically establishes what this is meant to do. And so, in a nutshell, this set of regulations is meant to maintain that people upkeep their septic systems to avoid failure. Because essentially failure can lead to pollution of any nearby water bodies. It is a risk and hazard to people's health. This is something that if your septic system were to fail, I could kick you out of your house. I'd never want to do that, especially because I have to find a place for you to go. But I never really want to have to do that. But whether it's the pooling of the leach field or the septic backing into your house, it's not a fun situation for anyone. And then the third section is just definitions of everything, defines the health officer, the Department of Environmental Services, the reference line, and everything associated. So at this point, you're gonna have to reference the standalone document that I gave you. So the fourth section, it refers to applicability. And what I'm essentially saying in the document that I gave you is that We will create an overhaul in an Excel spreadsheet that touches upon every property that either is along Swanzey Lake, along the Ashui Lot, Wilson Pond, or like a fourth order stream. It's anything that is subject to the Shoreline Protection and Quality Act, or Quality Protection Act.
Is there a distance from the water to the leach field that you're talking about? What is that distance?
It is the distance from the high water mark to the components of the septic system. And it's 250 feet.
Okay.
It's basically like if you needed a shoreline permit. This
Gotcha.
is basically the same thing.
Okay.
So basically, it applies to all the properties along Swanzey Lake,
Yeah. as well.
and any that happen to have escaped being on the public sewer on Wilson Pond,
Yeah.
and some of the others, yeah, okay.
Correct. And with us putting all of those properties into that Excel sheet, I spoke to assessing earlier, and what we're gonna do is, just so like the public knows which properties are applicable, there's a section on the property card where you can put notes. And so, just for starters, we're going to put it in the notes that it's subject to the set of regulations. And then later on, because Christine had emailed them and asked earlier, there's a, what would I call it? There's a feature that you could enter in, and like it would make it so that when you go into Avatar, you could run a report and you could generate all the properties that either have that, not the notation, have the feature clicked. You know, so we're working towards that to see if that is plausible.
So basically, all these properties that are on the water edge are going to be like tagged with that. So they'll all be, so if they sell the property and people are going to know, this is
Exactly.
subject to this.
Because you want to be able to plan around
It
it.
makes sense.
You know?
It makes sense. Is that a pretty simple thing to do, or is it going to be difficult? Is that Christine would do that?
No, I would do it
You
myself.
would do that.
But like she is coordinating with Avatar to
I
make sure
understand.
that it's possible to add that.
Very good.
Tag, okay.
And what else was it? There was something else. Yeah. What was it? Okay, so we're on section 5. So all the septic systems that are applicable to the ordinance shall be pumped at least once every 3 years. That is fairly standard.
That's standard across the board?
Across the board. A lot of
Whether they need it or
professionals-
not?
Yeah, it's just standard practice. Like a lot of professionals, they might recommend 2 years, but me personally, I feel as though 3 years is permissible.
And if you have a holding tank,
Doing it way more frequently, yeah.
now, what about that case where and again, I'm playing devil's advocate here because I really support this, but what about that case where you have a person living alone and they don't use the septic system as much as some other people do, and
So there is a section in here where you can apply for a waiver, and the application for the waiver is something that I'm still working on. But I'm also proposing that there be like a public session where I kind of explain what you should be putting down your drains and what you shouldn't, and how to like properly maintain your septic system. So it's at that meeting that I would show everyone the application and how to fill it out,
Okay.
and what you would need in order to
okay,
apply.
that answers my question.
Okay, the question I have about that is, so we're not going to actually go out there and say, hey, if something occurs, something happens where a leach field is failing, we're going to go there and we're going to say, can you show us your records of you having it pumped every 3 years? Because obviously, we're not going to go around, right? Are we going to go around? What are we
So-
doing? Are you going to send a letter to everybody to pump their tank every 3 years?
So I plan to send out letters to people that I have not heard back from. This is how I'm
And it's
navigating
gonna,
it.
and it's gonna say, is it a suggestion or is it mandatory that they pump their tank every 3 years? Regulated. Okay.
So they're supposed to report when they've done it and show you evidence that they have. That's how you follow up.
And also at the same time, There's only two people that could tell you that your septic system has failed. It's me or a septic designer. No one else can, like, legally say that your
Right.
septic system
Makes
is in
sense.
failure.
Got it.
Stephon, this is going to apply to anyone who's within that distance of a lake, pond, stream, or river?
A fourth order stream.
So my question is, do you have any estimate about how many houses this might apply to?
How many properties are applicable? I can honestly say I do not have a number yet.
It was only really Swansea, you can answer that, can't you? We talked about this. It was Swanzey Lake and along the Ashwell Lake, right? So,
Swanzey Lake is,
wasn't a lot.
Swanzey Lake is 60 or so homes.
Yeah. I know it might seem scary that there could be a lot there, but there isn't as much as you would think.
I mean, I'm thinking about like along the river, like I live within the area of the South Branch of the Ashwellet River and the streams, and
Yeah, but 250 feet, I think, right?
Yeah, correct.
250 feet, so 250
Yeah.
feet isn't really it's not a lot, so it'd have to be pretty close.
And I
pretty
know,
close to a football field, though.
yeah, I know that there are,
No, a football field's 300 yards.
Three-
No, 100 yards, so
100 yards.
300 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, it's close, it's like 3/4 of it, you're
if
right.
you're subject to the shoreline protection thing, which is 250 for its larger things, it's 50 and 100, but then it's 150, but that's,
Yeah.
but I think the other thing to point out is that there are 70 or so properties on Wilson Pond, but they're all on sewer. So
Exactly.
are they going to be flagged in their avatar card for this or not? That's my question there.
So they will, but I will also put a notation that like they are connected to sewer. I mean, it'll already be in the property
Yeah.
file that it's connected
Yeah.
to sewer.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. But less than 100 houses probably town-wide.
yeah, because like in West Swansea, you also have a ton of properties along the Schwela that are connected to sewer. So I really couldn't see this being more than like 150 properties in town. Especially because there are a lot of large properties along the Schwela that take up
Right.
shoreline. So. And it's the septic system itself is the other thing. Just because your property is along the Ashwee lot or a fourth order stream or something does not necessarily mean that you would be eligible for this. But I am hopeful that in this being adopted, it encourages people that aren't eligible for that or that this isn't applicable to maintain their systems. Because the whole point of this is that I want people to maintain their systems, to be responsible, and to prevent any of the health hazards that may come of it.
Okay? So this regulation doesn't cover those houses. So if somebody's system fails in town, it's a health issue, but it's not a health issue under these regulations.
Correct. I mean, that is correct. Like, this set of regulations would not be applicable to them, but again, the same RSAs that give me the power to do this, give me the power to go to their property, evaluate the system, and if it's in failure, they need to remedy it.
Yep.
And they have about 180 days.
got it.
Which, that is also up for question, like, 180 days is like the limit that DES establishes. We do have the ability to make it more strict. Like, we could make it 90 days if we wanted to, or
Who is it? Do you do as the health officer?
the Board of Health, us. We,
Board of Health. We all are.
Okay. Want to go on? What do you-
let's see. And so there's basically two categories in the regulations. So the first one, pardon me, my apologies. Septic systems for where the DES approval on record is prior to May of 1995, or at which time the system exceeds 30 years of age. And the characteristics of these systems, they're going to vary pretty greatly because, again, you have people that are aging in place and they're by themselves and the system is not taking on that much stress. But I do believe that these regulations do cover the majority of situations. So for the first one, it's within 2 years of the ordinance going into effect, a credentialed septic system evaluator or a credentialed septic system designer shall be hired by the property owner to conduct a septic system evaluation. A copy needs to be sent to us at Town Hall. The evaluation has to include confirmation that the existing bed bottom is at least 2 feet above the established seasonal high water table. Thank you. Property owners are strongly encouraged, it's just encouragement, to have their septic system evaluated every 5 years thereafter and submit the septic evaluation reports to the town.
Why does that sentence not appear in the other categories?
Which sentence?
Well, the sentence, the last one, the property owners are strongly encouraged to have it evaluated every 5 years. So if they're under C, for instance, there's no DES approval on record, they have to have a designer come in and determine if it's in failure or not, but, no, it is in there, sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm very sorry. Okay, got it. Now, should it be an A? Should that sentence be at the last part of A? If they're pumping it every 3 years, should they also be encouraged to have it evaluated every 5?
No, A is more just all-encompassing of like every property should be having their septic system pumped every 3 years. It's just all-encompassing.
But you're mostly worried about the ones that are sort of in
Correct.
failure of certification.
Because there's a ton of properties throughout town where like it's not a documented system that they have on their property. It could easily just be a I'm forgetting the
Open
term.
pipe into an area under the ground?
Yeah, essentially. Just about.
Okay.
Thankfully, a bunch of those have failed, and people have had to go to DES and have a design done, but
Yep.
there are those outliers.
Okay, I understand the reasoning then.
And then for section C or subsection C of 5, it's basically the same thing, except if there's no approval on record. And that permits that a New Hampshire credentialed septic system designer shall be hired by the property owner to determine if the system is in failure, and a copy of the determination should be sent to Town Hall. It's due within 2 years of adoption of these regulations. Property owners are strongly encouraged to have the system evaluated every 5 years afterwards and submit the evaluation to town. And again, this is basically so we could collect as much data about systems throughout town. That way we know what to keep an eye on, because I don't want to find out that someone's septic system failed like a year after it failed, because a lot of people just let that go by.
So the way this is structured, everybody is responsible for A, and then there's certain things for B and C that would also be
Just
responsible
about,
for A,
yeah.
yes.
So I have my septic tanks pumped out by a septic company, and they come and they pump the tank out, and also I get a report. And in that report, it tells me about the D-box, it tells me if this leach field bled back in, how much sludge there was in there. Couldn't that be considered as an evaluation instead of somebody hiring a designer to go out there? When these get pumped, could they get a report from the pumping company? Because it says that a designer has to evaluate. Would you consider it?
Or an evaluator.
Oh, so,
Yeah, so like basically if an evaluator comes out to your property to look at your septic system,
yeah,
roughly you're paying anywhere from like maybe like $250 or so, I believe, to like $400 or $500, somewhere around there. And then there's basically like, I believe it is 4 categories. I apologize, it's been a while since I did the certification, but there's like 4 categories, and they'll tell you whether it's nearing failure, some sort of damaged, and then like composed or.
but I was wondering if they could use that as, of their evaluation of the tank. When they have somebody come out and pump, could they turn that in, the report that they get from their pumping? You know what I mean? So now when they pump, they got because it seems to me we're gonna make them pump every 3 years. And then we're gonna, on top of it, we're gonna have to bring a designer out to check it every 5. Versus if they follow through with pumping every 3 years and they get a report every 3 years, does that satisfy this, is what I'm asking?
But you don't, if you're pumping every 3 years and you have an NHDS approval on record, then you don't have to have it evaluated every 5 years.
Okay. Okay,
That seems fair.
that seems fair, I'm good with that.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to bring in a copy of
But
what you
because
have
the
from
pumping
your-
gives you information, you know if you've got problems, and so.
Well, I'm just saying, I go by those reports, Stephon. I've never had to, I look at the reports, whether the household's putting wipes down there, and they tell me everything. So I know, Jimmy, this person's putting wrong stuff down there. I go to that household and I say, listen, if this fails, you're gonna pay for it, 'cause this is what the report says. So it's a pretty good report, and as they pump everything out, if the leach field's pouring back in, they'll tell me, to say, Jimmy, the leach field had a lot of backup in it, and, so,
But unless it's me or a designer, they cannot legally say that it's in failure.
right.
But they can
Okay.
give you some warning signs,
Absolutely.
and then you can get it evaluated, or they can
Okay.
have it at their expense.
Okay. Let's move ahead, right? Are you on the last page, right? 9? No, not 9,
No,
6.
Page 3.
Oh, we're too ahead of you?
Did you say page 9? Oh, section.
Section. So were we on section 6, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So section 6 outlines the requirements for the replacement or the remediation. So installation of a replacement DES approved septic system shall be required as follows. When the system is in failure, and it details the characteristics of a failed system, which again, it'll be either myself or a septic designer that could legally tell you. Otherwise, they'll say like, it is nearing failure. You'll hear that a lot. So a septic system is in failure when a subsurface or waste disposal system does not properly contain or treat sewage or causes the discharge of sewage on the ground surface or directly into surface waters, or the effluent disposal area is located less than 2 feet above that, the water table. And so, if there's effluent where it shouldn't be, more than likely your system has failed. Is basically what it's saying. And then part B says, when there's a valid subsurface system design approval on file with DES, and when a building permit application includes a proposal to increase the number of bedrooms, either by adding bedrooms or converting rooms to additional bedrooms, that exceeds the number of bedrooms included in the currently installed DES subsurface system approval.
Makes sense?
And then section 7 is the waivers. I apologize, I did not address this in your email. You were correct, and what I meant was it should apply to that entire section, if that makes sense. Okay. So there is a portion that we want to add to section 7. So section 7 outlines all of the ways that you should be eligible for a waiver, or you could be eligible for a waiver. And to these methods, we want to add that, like at the bottom, that in order to get a waiver, you need like a documented evaluation from a credentialed septic professional. Do you guys want me to go through the waiver methodologies?
I think it's pretty straightforward.
Oh, well. So notate that. And then section 8 touches upon the septic system evaluation and certification requirements. When there is no approved septic system design on file with DES, property owner shall certify that the existing septic system is not in failure. Property owner shall provide documentation from a credentialed septic evaluator or system designer to the health officer for review. And as of September of 2024, there's basically an RSA that says when you own property that has shoreline and the septic system is within 250 feet of the reference line, you are required within 180 days to have that system evaluated. This is basically what that says. And the thing with that RSA is, like, when it first rolled out, people were not paying attention to it. I'm certain that there were instances here in town where things happen, especially when RSAs are passed like that. But
So this says the buyer at their expense will have to have evaluated, so before they actually purchase the home, they have to do it, or within 180 days after they purchase it?
So I have to ask DES about that, because my interpretation was it is either 180 days prior, or you still have the 180 days after purchase or closing.
So I'm looking at it as if I'm buying, and I want a home inspection before I go in there, this is part of a home inspection, I want to make sure that this is, that I don't have any expended costs to redo the septic system or something like that, so I'd go to the seller and I'd say, look, if I got to redo the septic system, you need to take something off the price.
I mean, I think that makes sense.
So I would.
And I can clarify that with them
I think the idea is that it should be done beforehand,
prior.
but you check that out.
All right. We're on section 9 now. So this is the fines and penalties region of the regulations. So any property owner who is found to be in violation of any part of these regulations shall receive written notification via the health officer stating the details of the violation, and will have 90 days to correct any deficiencies. Are you guys okay with that timeline?
Yes.
A property owner in violation shall be subject to penalties as provided for in statute. The town of Swanzey may pursue violators in the district court pursuant to RSA 502-A:11-A, section 1, or in the Superior Court, subject to the same RSA. And then pursuant to 147-16, occupancy permits may be withdrawn if continued occupancy of a structure becomes a nuisance to the public. So, with or without that piece in this set of regulations, myself and Chris, we both have the power to do that without this. But it's in there and it's clarified so that people are cognizant of it. It is, might be a different RSA for Chris, but actually no, he's the deputy. Yeah, so yeah. And then, so subsection 10 is for fees. So all costs associated with the compliance of this ordinance shall be the responsibility of the property owner, per RSA 147.7. The town,
I just don't, before you read it, I don't understand why B is under fees and not fines and penalties, because it's a penalty. But B says that you seek penalties for each violation of these regulations. And that's not a fee, it's a penalty, it's $250 a day, that's a penalty, it's not a fee.
True. I'd change the verbiage from penalties. That, or
Just move it up, make it D.
or get rid of section 10 and just have section 9.
I think that'd be better.
Yeah.
Fines and penalties, all costs
I
associated.
don't think we need the
Yeah.
fee, number
Yeah.
10. Just bring it together to 9.
That is quite a stick, $250 per day. Holy cow.
That is on the very much lower end, just so you know.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. In some places, it's just $1,000 a day. Because you could do up to $1,000.
And also the word may is in that. They may.
Sure.
If they're in good faith working toward fixing it, then
Yeah,
you don't
you-
have to charge them.
Yeah, you're not going to go out there and hammer the person.
Yeah,
But
I'm
you have
not.
the ability to.
Yeah, I'm not here to penalize people, but
We need to fix
if
it.
you don't want to, exactly.
So Stephon, are we going to need a public meeting for this? Public hearing?
I suggest a public meeting, yes.
So
Because, like, I'm certain that residents will have questions, and
I think it's fair to them. I think we'd catch a lot of flack if we don't.
I think it's the way we do things like this, if we're going to have regulations.
Yeah. And then, did you send any of these to anybody's email yet, like any of this? This is all we got?
this is basically
Did
like,
Bill receive one of these, do you know?
like this updated
Like this?
version?
This
No.
one, no. He hasn't seen this either.
Not this version.
Could you send one to him?
Yeah, I will. I will update the changes that we just made and then
Right.
send it to everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see him review it too, and then we can figure out what the next step is. You can talk with me about scheduling what the next step is. But I think you did a really good job on this. This
Yeah.
is,
It was-
are
it
you
was a
happy
team
with it,
effort.
Kathy?
Yeah, two questions.
Go ahead.
Clarify in section 8. Valuation certification requirements. If somebody sells the property in shoreline, and then you have to provide documentation that it was a value. If then it's found to be failure, then the rest of it applies with the rest failure.
That's my understanding, yeah.
And then we need to change the word ordinance to regulation because it appears to capitalize on it. So go back to ordinance and regulation. Just wherever you say ordinance, change it to regulation.
Instead of ordinance, it should be regulation. Yeah, makes sense. You can go word search and find out where that is.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Stephon.
Absolutely.
We got big movement on this. This is great, Kath, huh?
It's taking shape.
And then there was one other part. How do you feel about the Swanzey Lake Association helping us regulate all of this?
So, Swanzey Lake Protected
Can I stop you for a minute? Because I might get flack for this, because if people are watching this, they can't hear you or see you. Why don't you just compare, so,
Talk-
because
talk
people will
about-
say this to me, they'll say, Jimmy, we didn't hear what Kathy had to say, I'm sorry.
Kathy Berkshire.
Yeah. I'm
So,
sorry, Kath.
Swanzey Lake Protective Association is in full support of this regulation being adopted and is supportive. They said they wouldn't commit unless they knew, like, to assistance, unless they knew exactly what that meant.
Oh,
So we have a meeting at 6:30 tonight to talk about this.
oh, wow.
So once I finish here, I will go there. But, so yes, conceptually, they're supportive, and we will do what we can do. But, so if you can identify what kind of activities, tasks.
I can do that prior to the public meeting.
Okay. But yeah, like drafting a letter, helping identify properties, notifying people, what, there's something else, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it would majorly be reviewing all the documents associated, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, but I would commit to that personally, but
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
Kathy, where's the meeting? Where do you hold the meeting?
It moves around, so it's at one of the homeowners.
How many people on the board?
Like a 10, 12. We
How do
just
you-
had our annual meeting. so
How do you
we
get on the
elected
board? Is it voted?
Yes,
People- oh.
yeah, we just had our annual meeting a couple weeks ago. We elected officers. I'm the vice chair now.
Wow. That's
Who's
good.
the chair right now?
Joe Parisi.
Oh, okay.
It was Jeff Lapp.
Yes, I know it's
many
Jeff.
years,
Cool.
so.
Now it's Joe. Okay.
Could a selectman sit on one of those or no?
You have to live in the watershed.
Or you have to live there? Or you're not allowed in?
You can be, because there are people who attend the meetings, but they're not voting members. So you can attend the meetings, they're public meetings, but you can't vote.
But I could attend the meeting and listen in. Interesting. Good. Okay, I think we're done with this section of the agenda. You all right with that, Stephon? I think you did a great presentation, and thank you for coming in tonight. It was wonderful information, and I think you did a really good job on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you, Stephon.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Kathy, is there snacks at your meeting?
Sometimes. I didn't have time to make it.
Kathy, I have one more question. Are the public minutes available?
Where they were ordinance,
Oh, thank you.
Are the minutes of the meetings available to the public?
I don't know where they live. We usually get them emailed to us. So I don't know if there's a place where they live, but I can forward you minutes.
I would be interested in seeing them. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, on the next section, number 7, which is, you'll see in here, there's rates. All I want to do tonight is, we really don't have to do much with them. I just wanted everybody to have the opportunity to review them, because I'm going to put together a meeting with Rick, Katie, Sharon, and others, okay, again, because there's a lot of stuff that we got to clarify. But in the meantime, I thought I'd get you guys these so you can review them, right? If you have anything, write notes. And then I think I'm going to try to meet as soon as next week if we can, see if we can do this, because we have to, what we talked about. So, okay, so that's all that's about. So I don't expect us to go over this tonight, but, okay. The next one is old business.
I have been trying to, I have an email into the person who serviced, the last known person to do service of phones on the police department, Alan Treadwell, and I haven't received a reply from him yet. I'm just trying to ask what's going on, because he sent us a note. We have a copy of a note saying he was preparing to stop service in 2026. And so the question is he still servicing the department phones? Emertech needs to know if they're going to do a little changeover. And is there a company that's servicing the phones, or what company are they using exactly now? Does he know? And I'm waiting for him to get back to me. on that.
So that's just going to be on hold for right now, right then?
Can Emertech reach out to
Well,
Alan?
if I haven't heard back from him by tomorrow afternoon, I'll do
Well,
that.
because they have a good relationship to begin with. so.
Yes, they do. So I will get in touch with Tanya about that tomorrow afternoon if I haven't heard back from Alan. And,
Maybe we're going to be seeing each other on Friday morning too, okay?
Yeah, I've just,
Yeah.
as far as administration update, I have a couple things for administrative update, but besides that one.
So the final decision on the police department,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
That can't,
can't do nothing.
till we know a little bit more about it, we can't. And Bill says that he's working on the Sangoma transition, and I've read up on that too. I've read the contract, and when I get a chance to talk to Bill about it, we'll go further with that. But
Okay.
he's made preliminary phone calls, so I emailed him today, and he texted him today. He texted back saying he's on it, so I'm not doing any more. I'm letting him work on that.
Very good.
So the two items I have for administrative update, just an update on the rail trail project. Our friend Julie they had to move funds from fiscal 26 to 27. They were required to do that since we didn't have approvals by June 1st. She's now applying to have them move back to 26 so that we can get the preliminary design done now. She seems pretty confident in her email, and Stephon. Yeah, final design, sorry, final design. And though she seems pretty confident that we're going to have approval for that by August 21st. And also on August 21st, she's going to present an estimate of the cost estimate presented to the estimate board, and hopefully that'll be approved by them, which locks in the idea of us paying 10% match for the whole thing. So we're making progress on that.
Good.
And lastly, I wanted to update you on the fire station. The inspection couldn't happen this week because the fire alarm system needs a phone, and we don't have a phone for it. We don't know exactly what kind of phone. Joe says the Starlink phones are the best ones because they don't require other kinds of maintenance and this and that, but we don't know what the system is set up to have, and so we need to ask about that. Eric's a little frustrated, I'm a little frustrated. Both the elevator and the fire alarm need phone connections in order to be in compliance. And they can't do the testing on the alarm system without the phone because the alarm system won't work. So Joe says it's only a matter of hours to put the Starlink connection in. If that's what we have to do, it's just a matter of waiting until we get all this sorted out. Isn't that fun?
I talked to Joe tonight a little bit, and he mentioned that Eric is on this, right? Eric is trying to solve this problem, am I correct?
Well, yeah, we have to talk to Wormy and find out, or to the alarm designer and find out
All right.
what they recommend. If they want copper, then we have to get somebody to put a copper line in, but we don't think that's necessary. I do know it's not necessary, it's not possible to use one of the Emertech phones because they're cloud-based and that doesn't work. So we have to use either copper or Starlink.
And then we're using for the
Or
fridges anyways, right? For the alarms on them or Starlink.
So we use Starlink on all the other ones in town. We just have to double check before we can go forward. That's just the progress report on the fire station, which is delayed again because we have to.
Speaking of the fire, I saw the email from Mike Burke, reference to the fence.
Yes.
So we need to make a motion to give, because it's only good for 10 days anyway, so.
Right.
What?
To
I
approve
didn't see
putting in the fence?
Yeah, the fence, it was a little over $4,000, and they need half of it before they can start, so.
Yeah, now if we make that motion, do we need to have the exact figure for that? And,
Well, we could just approve it up to $5,000,
yeah, up to, yeah.
so I can do that if you want. Where are we getting the money from the?
That's
From
the
the
problem.
fire station fund and whatever that is, that, this, I don't think this is applicable to those federal funds because it's not inside the building, it's not, a function of the building, but if we get the other things approved, then there's probably money left over for the fence. The other problem is that we don't know, Joe gave me the latest rundown from Gordon on what's going on here, and we, the generator, I'm trying to get them to give us a cost for the generator. It's been ordered, but we don't have a cost for it, so I can't put that on my little spreadsheet of things that we're going to ask for reimbursement for, and we haven't paid Gordon for it apparently. So we not only need to get reimbursed, but we also have to come up with the money to pay him. So we're close to being on budget, but we may be a little bit over at this point without that reimbursement. So that's where we are on that.
Yeah, but so if we make the motion tonight, we're gonna say that it's coming out of the fire station fund?
It's coming out of the funds designated for the fire station. Teresa knows what funds these go to. I don't know what it's called, but she said she knows where she's taking the money from.
And what is the amount they need to have
Up
it?
to 5,000.
But if I just do it up to 5,000, then that'll cover,
Yeah.
let me see, check the,
You have something to add to it, yeah?
Yeah, I can go into depth with this at a later date, but that is a good thing. Don't pay for that yet. So I'll say,
What is it? I didn't hear him.
Don't pay for what yet?
the generator.
Oh, no, we won't pay for the generator.
No,
until
no,
we get it.
no, no,
We won't pay for it until we get it.
because you don't,
We might have to wait
The generator's not coming until November or late October. So we're not paying for that yet. But what I want to know is, and maybe you can help me with this, is that I want to be able to give an estimated cost to the people at the EDA or whatever it is that's giving us the reimbursement. The reimbursement funds. I want to be able to give them an estimate of what we are going to be asking for, and just so they have some idea, and maybe they set aside that money to give to us beforehand. Yeah,
Are you talking about the congressional fund?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, we're not there yet.
We were told that they were available still. Yeah,
That's what we were told.
Available is
yes.
technically correct.
And we were encouraged to be thinking about receiving them by sending them information. Yeah,
So what's wrong with that?
It is my understanding that those funds have not been earmarked for Swanzey yet. It is their intention to earmark them for us, but
which is why I wanted to give them a dollar figure of what we were looking for, so they could at least earmark that amount to us, and then they would then be able to release the rest of the funds to some other municipality.
I see what you're saying.
So I mean, I don't, you know, I have a feeling that there are more funds that they have available than we are going to be able to request.
There's another opportunity through the Department of Safety. There's the EMPG grant. We can close out the one that we have now. It is the state dragging their feet on that one, but they said that we are eligible to apply for the current round, and that is more funding that we would have to pay for more furnishings within the building, just so you guys know that.
Well, let's do that, but in the meantime, I just didn't want to let grass grow under our feet in terms of following up on this reimbursement thing, because it's crucial to making the building funding going. So I'm trying to get somebody to tell me what the generator is going to cost, so that I can add that to my little sheet of stuff that's going through. But that's regardless of what Mark is talking about. He's talking about the fence, and that's what we need to deal with now.
Sure.
So, I make a motion to spend up to $5,000 for the installation of 128 feet of polyvinyl fence by Catalyst. The fence style will be the Newberry, 6 foot in height, in white in color. Installed the fence panels using 5x5 white vinyl post, concreted in the ground with New England style post caps. And the money's to come from the Swanzey Fire Station fund.
Funds.
Funds.
Okay, second.
All in favor?
Aye. Did you get that, Sue?
That's not anything.
Um,
If you repeat it clearly, then you have to go back and watch the minutes. You know, we need all those details.
Yeah, there's an
Do we
email
need
from
all
Mike,
those
there's an email
details?
from Mike Burke with those details.
Do we need all those
And
details
we
in the
can
motion?
forward that to Sue. If you want to forward that email to Sue, that would be,
But I don't think we need all those details in the motion. It's a vinyl fence.
in terms of the minutes,
We
we
don't
probably
need
don't.
the New England caps and,
I agree, but if we want,
have the email. I just forwarded it.
so all the descriptions in there.
all right.
Who's that?
I second it.
Okay, any other business?
Well, the staff monthly reports were part of the administrative update.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Where are we standing with this? Did we get them in?
They're in here.
Yeah. I never reviewed them, did you?
I don't know what we do with them, other than read them.
Just read them. Basically, we're just gonna read them. So, there's really nothing we can do with them right now anyways.
Should we note that we've received them?
Yeah, I think that's what we should do.
Mark pointed out we haven't received one from the fire department, except we've received monthly.
Let's talk about who we got them from, so we
Yep.
know. We got who's,
Administrative Assistant Deputy Tax Collector, we got Tax Collector,
okay?
got EMD, Emergency Management, we got Town Clerk, Human Resources Coordinator, Planning and Economic Development, Code Enforcement Building Inspector, Recreation Department, Recycling Center, Police Department, Stephon Mehu, who's got multiple departments, so he can't give himself a department best name.
Where's Jerusalem?
And I don't see Deruso.
There was no highway and no fire department, but
No
as Stephon was
DPW and no
saying
fire
earlier,
department.
it was kind of late notice that they got the email that they needed them, so that might be.
Okay, so we need the highway and the,
Fire, although the fire we get every month from Eric,
yeah, that's true.
so we sort of got Eric's a week ago, so.
All right,
And then the last item in here is the request from Cheshire Fair to request a $750 appropriation for next year's Cheshire Fair. And I don't know if we need to vote on that tonight or what.
I would wait, because I don't remember doing it last year, so I don't know that we do this on a regular basis.
right.
So,
We should look into it further.
yeah, I mean, this would be part of our budget process.
Right.
Right, so, I agree.
Okay. We have no public input.
I have a,
Well,
Any
Stephon,
public-
do you want to be the public now? And do you have any public input? All right, thanks.
Thank you so much.
so I have a very brief 2-minute non-public session I'd like to
Yep.
do
So we'll,
Under,
under.
Hiring?
Hiring. So
make a
B,
motion, to go into non-public under hiring.
Second.
all in favor?